We're going to be discussing one of the biggest blocks that will hit you when you move forward into creating this new life, the need for outside validation. Now, I thought I had worked through all of this and all of the personal development work that I have done over the last few years. I am this powerful, amazing, badass woman. I don't need anybody's approval or validation. Or do I? I'm going to share a little story that happened just in the last week that made me really see the areas of my life where I was still seeking that checkmark approval from somebody else that was not me. Recently, I went to an event called Shine Live up in Canada, and I was so excited to go to this event and teach new material to these amazing female entrepreneurs. And the thing that I was going to be talking about was really exciting to me. It's very much what I'm teaching you guys here in Spark School, talking about how we can reprogram our belief system specifically around manifesting money and abundance. Now, when I got there, I realized that it wasn't just going to be me teaching this workshop. There were two other women who were going to be teaching separate workshops at the exact same time that I was, which wouldn't be as scary if people weren't signing up for these and deciding which workshop they wanted to go to. So I walk into this event, there's a little sign-up sheet, and it's the very beginning, so no one has signed up yet. And I'm looking down at it and I'm thinking, okay, well, what are the other two presenters going to be talking about? Number one, how to build a high-converting, multi-million-dollar sales funnel, or something of that sort. I was like, damn, that's a good workshop. I want to go to that workshop. The next workshop was equally as exciting, very sparkly, exciting title. And then, of course, mine, how to reprogram your beliefs. So instantly, I start getting these thoughts racing in my head and these feelings of, oh my gosh, like what if somebody doesn't sign up for my workshop? What if I'm the only person sitting at this table? All of the what ifs, scary moments, and wondering if I was really going to be either embarrassed or feeling not good enough. Now, the day was going by and I could not stop thinking about it, but I was avoiding looking at the sign-up sheets like the plague because I did not want it to affect my experience participating in this event. Now, we get to the first break and I'm casually walking over to get water and I just can't help myself. I look down at the table, first worksheet, sales funnel, completely full. Second worksheet, other amazing title, almost all the way full. Rachel O'Rourke's worksheet, one signature, one person had signed up. And immediately I started feeling awful. I started feeling like, what am I doing here? I'm obviously at the wrong type of event. I'm obviously teaching the wrong kind of stuff. Who would want to listen to me? All of these crazy, insane, negative thoughts. So much so that I was not even joking, thinking about finding a way to leave the event. Can I act like I was sick? Can I change my flight? Can I fly home early? Can I pay this poor woman $100 so she doesn't feel bad about showing up for my workshop? All of this crazy stuff. Now, you guys, I have done amazing things. I have built not one multi-six-figure business, but two multi-six-figure businesses. I have helped other corporations build multi-million-dollar businesses. I get to speak all over the world now. I have the most popular self-development summit in the entire Pacific Northwest. I have done so many amazing things, but none of that mattered in that moment because I looked at that worksheet and the lack of people saying they wanted to hear from me made me feel like I was not good enough. Like the mission, my life's work was not good enough. And I'm sitting here at this table, a presenter is talking, and I cannot stop thinking about what this means for me, how only one person signed up for my workshop, when all of a sudden, Chantel Adams, who is the woman putting on this event, has everybody stand up. And she says, I want you to yell as loud as you can what you are so done with. And what she said as her example was, I am so done with being nice. And I am lost in my own thoughts. And I'm like, what am I done with? I don't know, carbs? And she said, just say whatever is going to come out of your mouth is what you're meant to say. And on the count of three, everybody was screaming at the same time. And what came out of my mouth was, I am so done with needing validation. Scream this out loud. And it took me back for a second. And I thought to myself, like, I don't need validation. I know who I am. I know who my higher self is. And then, of course, at that moment, it was clear as day. I was seeking somebody else's validation through that workshop, that what I was teaching was that I was on the right path, that I was good enough because somebody said that they wanted to be a part of my world. And it was this aha moment where I was realizing, man, what other areas in my life have I sought validation? And digging way back and going far back into my childhood, I mean, our report cards, we want good grades, so we have validation that we're smart enough. In my previous marriage, I was wanting my ex-husband to tell me that I was beautiful, so I felt beautiful inside and out, which, by the way, he did twice in our entire marriage. We are constantly seeking other people's approval that we are doing the work that we need to be doing, that we are worthy, that we are who we think that we are. I mean, think about this for a minute. If you're an entrepreneur, how many times have you sent out an email and then gone back immediately to see how many people have opened it? Or if anybody unsubscribed, for goodness sake? Or if you put a video up on social media, how many times do you go back and check to see how many views it's had, how many comments, how many likes? And when there's not, when there's maybe just crickets that are out there, you question everything and all the hard work that you've put into creating this content. This is a problem for a lot of people. In fact, I realized how big of a problem this was when I sent an email out to my email list shortly after this experience, just saying what had happened to me at this event and like how I had to process through it. And I got so much feedback from people saying, yeah, me too. Oh my goodness, I've been there, dozens and dozens of emails. So I'm going to tell you what I did to get past this process in hopes that it'll help you next time you're seeking some sort of outside validation from somebody. Once I realized this, and I think that the first big step is consciously being aware of when this is happening to you, I had to decide in that moment if that's who I wanted to be, or if I really believe deep down in what I am doing, my mission, and my own value as a human being. So I decided at that moment that I was going to give this one person the best workshop she has ever had in her entire life. So much so that I was going to give her the deepest diving one-on-one coaching session that would change her life. She would be going out and telling people how amazing this one workshop was. Ultimately, it didn't matter what she said. I knew that I was going to show up and I was going to do my best for this person. So once I changed that mindset, I started looking forward to and getting excited for this workshop. I came in after lunch break and look at my table, and it was a completely packed event. Everybody was at my workshop. Now, not everybody. Other people went to some of the other ones, but that's okay. It ended up because I released the need of approval and because I showed up ready to give my all regardless if anybody was going to be there at all. That's what attracts people. That kind of energy is what brings people in. And you know what? If there was only one person, that would have been okay too. I learned so much in this moment that when it came time to actually giving the workshop, I decided to pivot because if I'm feeling this, I know other women are feeling this too. So we spent the next hour talking about why we seek outside validation and why the only person who really should say that you're good enough is you. The only thing you need validated is your parking sister. So next time you feel like you're not feeling good enough or that you need somebody's approval, I want you to take it, I want you to chuck it in the fuck it bucket, and I want you to say to yourself that deep down, you know that you are on the right path. You know that you are worthy, and you know that nobody else can take away your power. I love you, sister. This worksheet, please fill it out. It's going to take you through all of the ways that you might be seeking somebody else's permission to be you. And as always, please share in the Facebook group what you're feeling through this experience, because I have a feeling a lot of y'all are going to have a lot to say about this topic, and I cannot wait to hear.